Hey everybody. Postpalooza LNH kids have had a little bit of time to process, and here we are. It's Tuesday, so we've been home for like a day or two max, not two,
Yeah.
like under 48
Not
hours.
even, for me,
No.
not even
Yeah.
48 hours yet.
But that's been more time to process the whole shebang than the episode we recorded about it, because that was day by day. It's been a full day of everybody reminiscing on Twitter. It's been a full day of I miss you texts. It's
Mhm.
been a full day of gazing at all the pictures from the weekend.
Yeah.
It's been a full day of discovering pictures you didn't even know existed of yourself on the
Oh,
internet.
those are great.
And
It's
it
just-
feels
yeah.
really warm and good. And I think we're really just here because we're super thankful.
Yeah, I was just
my
gonna say
God.
it's been a very for me at least, I was sitting at work all day today. I wasn't able to be on my phone as much as I would have liked to, but I was still thinking about everything that happened at Palooza and how thankful I was just to be able to experience that and be able to thank people face to face that came up to us and told us that
Oh my
they
God.
listened to our
God.
podcast and what it means to them. And specifically there was one person that kept coming up to me. I don't know about you two, but just kept saying please keep doing this, because every week when I hear the stories that your guests tell, it makes me realize why I'm here and why this show is so important. And I think we knew what we have been doing, but not really, because it's just fun for us to come and talk and learn, and learn about people's stories and how they got here. And but I think this weekend it really hit home for me when I met multiple people that told me the same exact thing. Thank you for doing this. Please do not stop doing this. This is important and it matters to me, and I know it matters to other people. And I just needed to say that first and foremost. And I wanted to say thank you to, I'm pretty sure they probably know who they are, who came up and told me that. Didn't mean to make you cry, Tay, but yeah, I'm super thankful and super grateful, which those kind of they mean they mean different things, but the same thing. There's just not enough words to express how I feel about everything that happened this weekend.
Sam, can you go?
Oh, yeah, God. I feel like every time we turned around, somebody else was there, or I saw somebody wearing a shirt that Rach and I made
Yeah.
many, many months ago.
Mhm.
I remember making that design. I remember the 4K 412 airing it was in the UK, and I watched 412 with the UK Earpers, and I was driving to work because it was in the afternoon. It was 4 p.m. here. I was driving to work, and when I was crossing the bridge into the city, I thought of that design. I was like, "Fuck, this is not good for me right now." But just seeing people wear that, and then I listened to the podcast, and just thank you all of the
Mhm.
times people say I know my goal this weekend was to just tell Emily Andres thank you, and I did that. And then the amount of people coming up and saying thank you, or just I love laughing with you guys, I love crying with you guys,
Or them saying we make their week, which just blows my mind.
Or the reason that we all do this, or the reason we started this, is because it's an excuse for us to
Earp.
Earp with each other for
Yeah.
a few hours every week.
And
So to have people come up and say, "Hey, thank you for giving me
Thank
something
you.
to look forward to
to
every
making
Monday.
my Mondays
I get an
special.
Earp every Monday. I get an Earp every
Um,
Wednesday when I drive to work, or whatever it is."
Whenever it's just I knew going into this weekend, I was excited to see the people I knew. I think I was I was equally as excited to meet the people I didn't know, the ones that were going to surprise me.
Mhm.
And going into the episode rewatch Friday night. I saw people new. I was going to hand out tissues, and I ran into Madison at Mads Loves Music, and she's like, Sam, right? I'm like, yeah. And she's like, at Madison, and it was very brief, because I was handing out tissues and I was very frazzled because we were about to watch 412. But she had so much energy. She was a little ball of energy, and it was so good to meet her and put a name to a Twitter handle. Softball Sam. I saw her, and it was like we were literally twinning all weekend long. But just the amount of people. We saw Lynn from Denver.
We did
And
that. Yeah, I can talk about Lynn in a second, but yeah.
She was so awesome. Just like, just thank you to everyone who listens and watches, not watches, or might be watching this video. But you made this weekend special for us, and I am so glad we made it special for you. Yeah,
you were a big part of our weekend. I think I can speak for all three of us.
Very much so.
Are
Because
you good?
yeah, I'm good.
I wish I could give you a hug right now.
It's okay. I feel you. You're right there. I see you. You kind of said that you were excited to meet the people that you knew you were going to meet, that you had met, the ones you knew you were going to meet that you hadn't met, and the ones that you didn't even know you were going to meet, but you got to meet. And I spent time with people in all of those groups of people, right? And any time that I was in a line without people that I knew, I had somebody in line next to me. Sometimes it was an immediate, like, hey, I listened to the podcast. Sometimes it was, hey, what's your name? My name's this. Oh my God, I listened to the podcast. And sometimes it was like a conversation, and then, oh, by the way, I listened to the podcast.
Oh, those were some of they were just so fun. I'm like
they were nervous to tell us that they listened to the podcast, and I was like, good.
And, like, I'd be like, did I give you a sticker yet? Did you get a button?
Yeah, that was
like,
me.
No. And I'd be like, well, here, have the sticker. Thank you for listening. And I would we do look at our statistics to see like people listen. Like we get very excited when we hit milestones. We always send it in our group chat. But now
and we hit one literally the day we were going to Palooza. We hit a milestone.
We did, and we were very happy about it. And just putting faces to numbers now was heartwarming.
Which is like weird because all three of us were not really in numbers.
No, we're not.
We do have milestones, but just because we ourselves cannot believe that we're about to hit that milestone.
Yeah.
So I mean, yeah, we could give two shits about numbers, and that's why we don't like have sponsors, and because we give two shits.
No.
But I think it's surreal to put faces to the people that tweet us every single week. And even the people that don't tweet us, but we know they're listening because we do see the numbers from the weekly episodes.
That I met, that I would go up to you guys and be like, do you know this person? Do you recognize this username or whatever? And it'd be like a no from all of us because that person didn't tweet us, or people who would come up to us and say, hey, I don't tweet, but I listen every week or whatever.
What's it called? Thursday night. I totally forgot the story until right now. We were in the lobby. Tay, it was you, me, it was Amy, it was a bunch of our friends. We were getting ready to go to dinner, and Kevin walks in the door, and as well as like a whole bunch of what I call the OG Earpers, who were like all the handlers that were there this weekend. And then also I heard someone say, oh yeah, those are the late night people. And I knew it wasn't like this group over here that just walked in. I'm like, they don't know who we are. But then I look up, and there was just a whole bunch of people, and they were throwing why not bracelets down to us. And I'm just like, I had no idea who they were at first. And I just look up and they're throwing bracelets down. It's like, did everyone get a bracelet? Did everyone get a bracelet? Because Anne had so many bracelets, but then they knew who we were. And I was like, thank you for the bracelet and thank you for listening. Like, oh God. I can't say thank you enough.
That was the point of this whole video, if
Yeah,
you
is
can't
a
tell.
thank
We
you,
just
a
we
big
want you to see our
thank you.
faces, and we want you
Yeah.
to, know how
planned-
thankful we are.
We planned for 10 minutes. I just looked at my phone. That literally felt like 30 seconds.
Has it
many
been 10 minutes?
It's literally been 10 minutes.
No, it
Oh,
hasn't.
I thought you meant we
Oh.
like went over it drastically, like 30
Yeah.
minutes. And I was like, I mean, that
No,
that
That's
tracks,
fine.
but also,
that checks out. We tend to do that.
yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, and it's just thank you doesn't seem like enough. And I
But
kind of
thank
think
you.
I came to the conclusion this weekend that everybody there felt like they didn't have enough time to thank people, right? You have a million people that you want to thank, and you have a million words that you think you need to say when you're thanking somebody. But the entire environment is full of people who are there with people to thank.
Yep.
I think the thanks is conveyed through the presence, and it's not lacking. Like, I heard already so many people say, oh, I wish I could have thanked this person more or longer, or I forgot to say this or whatever. But just being there, going up and saying hi, shaking somebody's hand, that person realizing that you're there, that is all, that is thanks. That is it. Everybody there is there to be grateful and gracious with each other. So don't sweat it, you know?
Oh God. All right, let's wrap this up before we start crying again.
I know,
Yeah.
my God. Like
face is-
I know I cry all the time, but like now
Everyone
it's
heard you
just
cry.
like everybody did hear me cry, and I warned you like 3 times before the episode came out. But
So,
yeah, it's wow.
thank
Yep.
you all.
Thank you all so much.
Thank you all for
We
Earping
do have a
with
new
us.
episode out on Monday with somebody that was at
Yes.
Palooza.
We do.
And it's
Yes.
good. It's full
Very
of
good.
warmth.
Full of
Mhm.
love, and yeah, there are some
What you
emotional
have there
moments,
is an
but
episode of love.
All
yep,
right.
good one.
Well, we
Tay.
love you guys. We will talk to
We
you on
do
Twitter.
love you guys.
We will talk on Twitter. We'll talk on
Mhm.
everywhere. We'll talk
Mhm.
email, here on YouTube, Instagram.
Until next week.
Till next week.
Bye, y'all.
Thank you for Earping with us.
Bye, y'all.